Всем привет! Вы, наверное, помните, что недавно у нас проходил чемпионат мира по футболу. Так вот, во время этого события я работала в одной британской телекомпании. И, конечно, я не могла не приставать к своим коллегам с разными вопросами. Итак, первый вопрос. Чем русские отличаются от англичан?
Russian people don't differ that much. Everyone before you come to Russia, you're told that you're made to believe that Russian people are quite cold and quite unfriendly, but I've been here for 5 weeks and everyone's been really friendly, everyone's been really nice. Russian people may be a bit more traditional in terms of their outlook about sort of maybe marriage and religion and sort of like male and female roles, but in general, everyone's friendly, everyone's nice, and I wouldn't say there's that much of a difference.
I think we're similar. It's a very fast-paced city, I'd say, Moscow. London's a very fast-paced city, and Moscow is even more so, I think. They're very helpful people. I think generally Russian people have been very welcoming for the World Cup. And they've been very, very nice, very welcoming, very positive. Turned around a lot of kind of misconceptions that I think people from England had before travelling out here. But I've had a great time, I've loved it. It's been beautiful meeting everyone here.
The women are much more beautiful than the English women. The food is very different. I feel like everybody thinks Russian people are really scary, but they're not. Once you get to know them, they're all just lovely.
Before I came out here and visited Moscow, I thought there was lots of differences. But I'd say my preconceptions were wrong, and I found the people that I met have been super friendly, really nice, helpful. I'd like to think I've made some friends since I've been out here. So yeah, I think we actually got quite a lot of similarities, and we didn't believe that beforehand.
Well, I'd never really met any Russians before I came out here, to be honest with you. So I only knew them from James Bond films and evil people like that. But no, I don't know. The one thing I have noticed about Russians is they cut the bullshit, basically. There's no shit with them. So basically, in England, what we do is we sort of fuss around things, and we maybe go, oh, well, I don't want to offend him, so I'm not going to say anything about it. Russians just go straight for it. They're just like, no, you pissed me off. You deserve to get a slagging off. So, whereas English people, they'd be like, oh, no, I'm not going to say anything because I've got to be nice to them, and then there's going to be consequences if I'm mean to them. Whereas Russians do not care. So I like that. I think it's quite cool. I think British people could learn a thing or two from Russians. Just cut the bullshit and straight to it. So I like it. But I think that's the main difference that I've noticed, Russians to English people.
Походу, это про меня.
I actually think Russian people are similar to English people in a lot of ways, but there are a few differences. For instance, when I first arrived in Russia, I'd never been to Russia before I arrived 6 weeks ago. And the first thing I noticed was everyone was very straight-faced and didn't really smile much. Even in a shop, when you buy something in England, you'd always smile and say thank you. But I realised that that's not very common in Russia. But when you get to know someone personally, they are very friendly and very approachable and funny, and they like to talk. But I think generally people on the street and strangers don't really give you much emotion. But I think inside they're still good people.
I think they're more direct. Also, they kind of, what I've noticed is, so the fella downstairs who pressed the button for the lifts and that sort of stuff, you say thank you. So I said thank you to him and smiled at him, but because he doesn't genuinely want to smile at me, he doesn't out of politeness. In England you would, so he would say like, oh cheers mate, thank you, and he'd like smile, but here they don't. So I think if they're genuinely not feeling something, they won't do it out of politeness, whereas we in England would be a lot more polite.
Не знаю, о чем они говорят. Мне кажется, что мы очень дружелюбные и очень приветливые. Мы всегда улыбаемся и...
Девушка, не подскажете, который час?
Пошел вон. Ну, в общем, это совсем не обоснованно, мне кажется. Ну, как видите, в основном положительные отзывы. Я во время чемпионата мира улыбалась как могла. Пришло время для второго вопроса. Какие приметы и суеверия существуют в Англии?
I'm not very. Oh, microphone. Professional. Not really superstitious. What are you recording here? This is. I'm out.
I normally just have a lot of football-based superstitions. So I don't know, it kind of varies from person to person, I think. I used to have one, being a Tranmere fan, that I'd have to listen to a certain song, otherwise Tranmere wouldn't win. I'd have to enter a certain turnstile at the stadium or Tranmere wouldn't win. I'd have to put my ticket in one particular pocket or Tranmere wouldn't win. So in terms of football superstitions, yes.
Common superstition in England is, one of the main ones is a phrase called touch wood. It's meant to be that if you say something won't happen or you say something's going well, you're meant to say touch wood, because if you don't touch wood, then bad luck's going to come your way. So if you say, oh, today's been amazing, I haven't had any problems at all, and then you don't touch wood, then bad luck's meant to come your way.
Зачем слова? Мы вместо этого просто плюем.
You're not meant to walk under ladders, that's meant to bring bad luck. If you break a mirror, then that's meant to bring you 7 years of bad luck. And I've broken 4 mirrors in my life, so things haven't gone well for me.
Black cats, don't know why they're black, but if you kind of see a black cat, you kind of have to step away from it because that's bad luck. That's about it really. We're not really a superstitious country, we're kind of a logical thinking country really, I think.
Some classic superstitions in England would be, for instance, there's very bad weather in England, so people often carry umbrellas, but if you were to open an umbrella inside a building, that would be seen as very, very bad luck. So you would never open an umbrella inside your home or at work, it's seen as bad luck. There's a famous saying, step on a crack, break your mother's back. So when you're walking along, if you see a crack in the pavement, you always have to avoid it, jump over it or move around it, never step on it, otherwise you'd break your mother's back.
Что? Это первая примета, которая направлена на другого человека.
Also, if somebody's walking past you down the stairs, you shouldn't walk up past them at the same time because that's supposed to be bad luck as well.
И не забываем подписываться на канал и оставлять свои комментарии. Пока!